As a part of contemporary India and education, today we are going to deal with types of education. Before proceeding to types of education, let me define education. Three things are related to education. Education is the acquisition of knowledge, transmission of knowledge, as well as the modification of character. So in this definition, we can see the cognitive aspect, affective aspect, as well as the psychomotor aspect. On these aspects, we are trying to classify education. Education can be classified into formal education, informal education, and non-formal education. So the first is the formal education. Formal education, it is the education that we provided through the traditional classrooms. So when we say that traditional classroom, we can say that there is a deliberate curriculum. It is provided by trained teacher. There is stipulated time duration, there is timetable, and the students, they come to the school to provide education. And in this context, we can say that formal education is the education provided within the four walls of schools or an educational institution. So let us discuss the characteristics of formal education. On the basis of definition, we can see that the first characteristic is that it is institutionalized. It is institutionalized in the sense that it is provided through a school or an educational institution directly. And when we say that it is provided through the school or education institution directly, there will be a trained teacher to provide the education. There will be a well-defined curriculum. There will be a stipulated time period. And after the completion of the course, you will get a degree certificate. And in order to get that degree certificate, what you have to do? You have to write a qualifying exam. And this qualifying exam will lead or help you to attain a job or to possess or go for higher degree. So formal education, we can say that it is education provided within the four walls of an educational institution within a stipulated time period. And this formal education will help to acquire you a degree certificate or a higher job. The next one, that is informal education. We can see that, as already mentioned, the formal education we attain through these schools, but the experience that we gain, it is also an educational process, and that educational process, it is there at every time. We cannot avoid these educational experiences. And this informal education, it starts from womb and it continues till tomb. So we can say that informal education, it is a continuous process or lifelong process. And this lifelong process, we get experience from our friends, from our church, from our relatives, from the political institution and the various institutions. And in order to gain this informal education, what is required is that increase the experience. Social interaction is essential, and this social interaction will broaden the sphere of education. And through this social interaction, you are gaining social experience, and you will be able to reconstruct this experience in various situations in your life, which will help you to solve the problems in your life. That is informal education. And informal education, it helps the person to be a better person. So I have explained two types of education. Formal education that you gain through the educational institution, and the informal education that you learn from your experience, or the lifelong process, it is the informal education. I hope you will be able to differentiate between formal education and informal education by this class. Thank you.